of this sin, but here's what is the consequence of what the Lord walked you through. When Paul was persecuting the church, because of that persecution, and it was great, and it was a massive persecution, but yet in that persecution, the word, it says that in Acts 8, the word was spread greatly. The gospel was preached. Nothing whatsoever is outside the hand of an almighty God who rules and reigns on high, to include this right here. And the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. And Nathan departed unto his house, and the Lord struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David. And that's big. David therefore besought God for the child. And David fasted. Now look at how David done this. This is incredible. Here comes Nathan, this prophet. He says, here's what you done, David. You thought it was secret. I've laid it out. I gave you a scenario. I've told you exactly everything the Lord has given you. Here's what's going to happen, and it did happen. But yet, when he heard that the Lord was going to, how did he say it? The child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. David therefore besought God for the child. Mm-hmm. And David fasted and went in and lay all night upon the earth. And the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth, but he would not. Neither did he eat bread with them. And it came to pass on the 7th day, and that 7th day is completion, that the child died. And all the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead. Mm-hmm. For they said, behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice. And when David saw that the servants whispered, David perceived. David said unto his servants, is the child dead? And they said, he is dead. And David arose from the earth, washed, anointed himself, changed his apparel, and came unto the house of the Lord and worshipped. And there's a lot of importance in this order here. I'm not going to take the time. Then he came to his own house, and when he required, they set bread in front of him. The servants were completely surprised, because in their mind it was an opposite order. Mm-hmm. But they had not been shown what David had been shown. Right. Then said his servants, what thing is this that thou hast done? Thou didst fast and weep for the child while it was alive. But when the child was dead, thou didst ride and eat bread. Now listen to his explanation of this. And he said, while the child was yet alive, I fasted and wept. Listen to what he said to himself. For I said, who can tell? God will be gracious to me, that the child may live. David understood that he worshiped a living God. He worshiped a compassionate God. He worshiped a merciful God. He worshiped a God that could do anything. He had spared his own life. But the child, although I know that verse that says we come forth from the womb speaking lies, I know that. But yet in David's mind, this child has done nothing. He has done nothing. I am the one, and Lord, you spared me, but you have took this boy. Mm-hmm. But see, David at this point here didn't know that there was one going to be born down here, mm-hmm. who was named Solomon. And He's going to build the temple. He is going to do that. But David knew the compassion of an almighty God. And he said, who knows? He said, God will be gracious. Who can tell? But now he is dead. Wherefore should I fast? Why should I fast? Can I bring him back again? But he said, I shall go to him. Now listen, he says, I shall. That's pretty strong words.
Yep.
I shall
Maybe.
go to him. That's right. It's not maybe. It's I shall go to him.
Perchance.
But he shall not return to me. And then it goes into the birth of Solomon. And I'll close. I know I took too long, but look here. Look what's next. After all of this, after what David did, what Nathan did, and what happened to David, there's not a coincidence in how this is laid out. Joab fought against the children of Ammon, and David gathered all the people together. And verse 30, and he took their king's crown from off his head, the weight of whereof was a talent of gold with the precious stones, and it was set on David's head, and he brought forth the spoil of the city in great abundance. David knew that he worshiped an almighty God who rules and reigns. He is the same yesterday, he is the same today, and he will be the same forever. And he said, who knows the mind of God? Who knows him? Who can tell?
What would the world say?